You may have heard about the metaverse in the news, with companies like Facebook changing their name to Meta. All things Meta are being pushed hard, but at what cost? Facebook doesn't have exactly a good track record for preserving people's privacy, and now they want to create an entirely new environment for you to live in. This will also affect businesses and change your life in many ways. But how is that such a bad thing? Let's explore this together. Hi, how are you? We hope you're having a great day. This is the one and only Tech Factuala, reminding you to stay techie. In this channel, we bring you fantastic and informative news about the world of technology. We update you about the world's electronics, tech advancements, and more, so stay tuned. For this video, we will show you what the metaverse is, how it affects your privacy, and why it's a bad business. So keep watching till the end. Before that, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It would also be nice if you give this video a like and share it with your friends. Without further ado, let's begin. What actually is the metaverse? It's a word people keep on hearing these days, yet we doubt many folks actually know what it is. One of the most outspoken proponents of the metaverse is that chap that looks and acts a bit like a cyborg, the man named Mark Zuckerberg. He even changed his company name to Meta, so it seems his hopes are riding high on all of us getting on board with this idea of a tech utopia. This new kind of tech universe only talks about larger cyberspace, where immersion in the technology will allow us to be more connected than ever before. But how could we possibly be more connected than we already are? It will mean more virtual and augmented reality in our lives. For example, in the metaverse, you'd have an avatar which would interact with other avatars. Let's say you have a meeting online. That could look like many avatars having a meeting, but they would interact with each other in a very realistic-looking environment. The point is to make you feel that virtual reality is real. You've probably seen something like this in the tech dystopia series Black Mirror. A few of the episodes show people living in this other world more than they live in the real world. At times, they gain points for what they do in this metaverse. Sometimes you are motivated to do those things because there's a payoff. We call this gamification. You've already seen things similar to that, like when you get badges for using certain tech. The reward is supposed to keep you going back to the application or page. It shows the others how great you are. In the metaverse, you will never stop competing to gain more points. You might also gain other virtual items, which can be traded, sold, or given away on various platforms. In a true metaverse, you'd have the ability to trade with anyone. This avatar of yours would be able to interact with other avatars across all platforms. Hence, you'd be in a metaverse. Sounds like fun, eh? But just keep watching. By the end of this video, you'll think twice about signing up for the metaverse. So basically, the metaverse is a way to immerse ourselves more in tech-using applications in tandem with virtual and augmented reality devices. You become part of this other world, just like you do in some games, such as The Sims. But this time, it's not just a game, it's your life. Let's say you work from home. You have many people working together that rarely see each other, if at all. When you do have meetings, a bunch of virtual characters get together. Maybe when you do something good, your virtual character gets a virtual pat on the back in the form of a virtual reward that can be exchanged for something of value in the real world. These virtual offices, we are told, are the future of work. Who knows? Virtual schools could be the future. Looking like data from Star Trek as usual, Mark Zuckerberg outlined how he thought the metaverse would be in the future. As always, Zuckerberg used a lot of flowery language regarding people being closer together in a world of greater richness. We'll be able to feel present, he explained, like we're right there with people, no matter how far we actually are. Next, he talked about the joyful, completely immersive way we'll communicate. Just listening to him felt like taking a hit of virtual heroin. When Charlie Brooker wrote Black Mirror, he already had seen this world. But for him, it was a nightmare. It was everything that was wrong with the world. Like a 19th century British poet, rather than be more out of this world, Brooker said that we should be getting closer to nature. Still, according to Zuckerberg, the metaverse isn't about spending more time looking at screens, but having a better experience when we use our devices. Unfortunately, he failed to mention that some of his applications have been called digital opiates, even by some former Facebook employees. Before continuing with our topic, what do you now understand about the metaverse that we've shared so far? What do you think? Is this tech part of the future? Let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Next is, unfortunately, this more immersive world will hurt your privacy. Facebook has already proven on many occasions to be irresponsible about security. Intrusions with theft and personal data of millions of users, files stored on unprotected servers, unlimited access by very unsavory actors, etc. make Facebook's priorities when it comes to protecting its users' data clear. Moreover, it has tried to cover up these issues, thus generating more problems for all those involved, and has no intention or ability to fix its problems. Another significant risk is that businesses such as Facebook or Meta will obtain much more information about us. They already track what we do when we use their products or browse the internet while Facebook is open in a separate tab at this point. Wearables and technologies that enable us to interact with the metaverse will take this to the next level. Another big privacy risk is biometric data. They will collect an increasing amount of data about our activity, depending on how our bodies react to various stimuli. Imagine a company that possesses information about billions of people. They can predict your behavior better than anyone. They can influence your behavior. It has the potential to elicit specific emotions. This kind of power is readily abused. And we already know from a slew of previous cases that they aren't the most trustworthy company when it comes to handling personal information. Another major concern after privacy is the buy-in cost for consumers. For people to enter the metaverse, they require a VR headset. Unfortunately, most people do not have a VR headset just laying around the house. Unless you're an early adopter, you probably don't have one in your home. Without the desire to own one, it's unlikely someone will spend upward of $200 to buy one, unless they're getting prepared for the future. So until the demand is high enough or the cost is low enough for anyone to buy a VR headset, it may take multiple years before millions of people are on the metaverse. There is also the cost that you have to pay if you want entry for businesses. You may have to invest depending on what you want to get out of the metaverse. It's just like how, if you're creating digital merchandise, someone will have to make them. If you don't have someone to do this on your team, you will have to outsource it. And if the metaverse explodes, it's likely that the high demand for the creation of virtual items will go up. You will become a slave in the metaverse, doing things to amass more points so that you can buy things and perhaps one day give them a virtual currency. Maybe then, when you go to the virtual office, you can receive virtual compliments about getting to first buys with many ones and zeros. When you are virtually communicating through an avatar and maybe buying stuff online for your virtual friend, you're constantly spending virtual currency. And guess who takes a cut of every transaction? In the metaverse, everything you do is surveilled. So for God's sake, don't curse or speak your mind and offend someone because you could get locked out of many places you'll want to be. In the metaverse, there are rules, and you will abide by them. That's why the metaverse will be a constellation of boring drones, not real people who have nuances to their personalities. And what will happen to all the people who can't even afford to be in the metaverse? They will be virtually homeless and won't think they're employable if they're not in the metaverse. Employers on the metaverse will want to see your score. They'll require your metaverse handle. The metaverse is actually a scary project, so will you use the metaverse to promote your business or life? And do you want to give your real thoughts to some avatars? Have any questions? Don't hesitate to comment down below. Now it's your turn. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell to be updated of new videos. Again, this is the one and only Tech Factuala, reminding you to stay techie. Thanks for watching.